Breaking Coco Gauff admits serve weakness. And enlist a coach who rebuilt. Sabalenka's game. The world of tennis stood still when Coco Gauff, one of the sport's brightest stars, made a bold confession that sent ripples through the entire WTA circuit. In a moment of raw honesty, the reigning U.S. Open champion admitted that her serve, long considered one of her most powerful weapons, had become her weakness. It was an unexpected revelation from a player who had been celebrated for her maturity and mental toughness since bursting onto the scene at 15. But Coco Gauff has never been afraid of facing the truth. And now, in a stunning move that could reshape her game and redefine her career, she's brought in one of the most respected minds in modern tennis, the same coach who rebuilt her Sabalenka serve from chaos to championship form. This is not a story of defeat. It's a story of evolution, a young champion confronting her flaws, seeking reinvention, and daring to rise higher than ever before. The honest admission, it happened quietly at first during a post-match press conference in Paris. Coco had just been edged out in a grueling semifinal match where double faults in service, inconsistencies cost her crucial points. With poise and transparency, she faced a press. "I have to be honest," she said, brushing a loose strand of hair from her face. "My serve isn't where it needs to be. It used to be my biggest strength, but right now it's holding me back. I've got to rebuild it from the ground up if I have to." Her words were disarmingly humble, not an excuse, but an acknowledgement, the kind that only great athletes are brave enough to make. Within hours, her quote went viral. Fans admired her honesty. Analysts dissected her statement, and former champions applauded her maturity. Serena Williams, her idol, tweeted, "Owning your weakness is the first step to mastering it." Coco's mindset is championship level. And to the architect, a week later, rumors began swirling about Gauff's next move. Tennis insiders reported that she was in advanced talks with a mysterious coach known for his scientific precision and psychological insight, the one who had turned Sabalenka's serve from disaster into dominance. His name, Anton Drov, a quiet genius from Belarus, had earned his reputation as a serve whisperer. His work with Sabalenka was legendary, transforming her from a player played by double faults to a two-time Grand Slam champion. His approach blended biomechanics, mental conditioning, and relentless repetition. By the time Coco confirmed the partnership, social media exploded. "Yes," she said in a statement, "I'm working with Anton. I've watched how he helped Arena overcome the same struggles, and I believe he can help me find that same consistency. I'm ready to learn." It was a monumental decision. To many, it signaled that Gauff wasn't content with success. She was chasing greatness. The lab of reinvention training began at a secluded facility outside Nice, France, away from cameras, away from distractions. DRA philosophy was simple: tear down, then rebuild. For the first week, Coco wasn't even allowed to hit serves at full speed. Instead, she focused on grip adjustments, balance, and rhythm. High-speed cameras captured every millisecond of motion, shoulder rotation, hip torque, follow-through, angles, each analyzed in slow motion to identify inefficiencies. "Your serve as an orchestra," DRA told her. "Right now, a few instruments are out of tune. We're going to fix the music." It was grueling work. Day after day, Coco repeated the same motion hundreds of times under sun, wind, and fatigue. Her arm ached. Her confidence wavered. But every time she faltered, Duper reminded her the process that rebuilt Sabalenka. Perfection is Build in pieces, he'd say. Trust the repetition. Coco listened. She watched old footage of her own matches, comparing her serve at age 15, 18, and now she saw how her once fluid motion had become stiff, overthought, cautious. I was serving with fear, she admitted. Now I'm learning to serve with freedom. Again, the psychological shift Diaro of genius extended beyond technique. He believed that fixing the serve began in the mind. He introduced Coco to visualization exercises, serving, blindfolded, meditating before practice, even using metronome beats to sync, rhythm with breathing. Confidence, he told her, isn't something you wait for. It's something you build. One afternoon, during a particularly frustrating session, Coco hit her 20th double fault in a row. She dropped a racket, exhaling. Sharply, Dubrov walked over calm as ever. What did you feel? He asked. Like I'm failing, she said. No, he replied. You're learning. Failure only happens when you stop. The word stuck. From that moment, Coco approached every mistake differently, not as a setback, but as a signal. Each miss became data, each adjustment a step toward mastery. She began to smile more during practice. Her movements grew looser, her rhythm more natural. The serve that once haunted her was slowly becoming her friend again. The turning point. After 6 weeks of intensive training, Coco and Dubrov traveled to Monte Carlo for a closed-door exhibition match, a test of progress. The crowd was small, but the tension was real. Gauff bounced the ball, took a deep breath, and unleashed her first serve. It thundered past her opponent, clipping the corner of the box. Ace. The next serve, another ace. Then another. Drov, watching from the sideline, nodded silently. The transformation was unfolding before his eyes. By the end of the match, Coco's first serve percentage was over 80%. More importantly, she looked confident, powerful, yet relaxed. I feel like myself again, she said afterward. But better the new season. When the 2026 WTA season kicked off, all eyes were on Gauff. Would the new serve hold under pressure? Could she translate months of reconstruction into match play? A legacy rewritten. Coco Gauff's willingness to admit weakness and seek help became one of the most talked about stories in sports. It shifted how people viewed growth, resilience, and leadership. She wasn't just a champion anymore. She was a role model for reinvention. Tennis. Legends praised her courage. Billie Jean King tweeted, "Strength isn't pretending to be perfect. It's daring to evolve." Coco's transformation is a masterclass in humility and greatness. By the end of the season, Gauff had won 2 more titles and reclaimed the world #1 ranking. But when asked what she was proudest of, her answer surprised everyone. Honestly, it's that I face myself. You can win trophies, but the hardest victory is over your own doubts. Epilogue. The sound of strength. Months later, during an interview for a sports documentary, Coco watched a slow motion replay of her new serve. The ball exploded off her strings, whistling through the air like a bullet of confidence. The narrator asked, "When you see that, what do you feel?" She smiled. "Peace, because I know what it took to get there. I had to break down before I could rise again." As the camera zoomed out, showing her practicing under the setting sun, her voice echoed one last thought. Your weakness doesn't define you. What you do with it does. And with one last perfect serve, effortless, graceful, unstoppable, Coco Gauff reminded the world why champions aren't born. They're built again and again. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next